every time a family is going through something, especially if you come from a Christian background, the first song that comes to your mind is Ladies and gentlemen, today I will be having a very good conversation with the lovely songbird Scarlet. I'm excited. Welcome.
Thank you.
I'm so excited. You don't understand.
I understand now.
Okay, now you understand because I keep on talking about it.
Yeah, I didn't understand, but I understand now.
So 2020 started on a very good note. You gave us a hit song, Lipo. But before we tap into that, kind of fill us in what's been happening, where have you been, what's up with you?
I've been around, I've been at home, I've been hanging. I honestly was done with music, so I decided I was going to be a private citizen.
Okay.
An ordinary human being. I've got a job. I love my job. Shout out to
Mind sharing? What are you
Yes,
doing?
I work at Yalelo. I am like an executive assistant.
Oh, wow.
I'm really good at it, and I love it. And my bosses, because I have more than one,
okay,
are really cool people. So yeah, we're the fish people, and that's what I've been doing for the past 2 years. Before that, I was at Power FM, and I was there for like a year and a bit, and then moved on to another job that I had in between, and then I went to Yalelo. So I was very much trying to be a private citizen, out to the public eye, just like mind my own business, be in my little space, get my life together, and go in that direction.
but why is that?
So a lot of people don't know this, but I always say this, so people think that I'm just saying it, but I actually had a nervous breakdown in 2015.
Are you serious?
Yes, and I did not really recover from it.
Well,
It's an interesting thing that happened to me because I feel like it's another thing that I can use my platform for.
exactly.
People don't take mental health as seriously as they should. So I'm like the clowny, laughy person. Everyone's like, yeah, you're fine. And then I wasn't fine. And I wasn't fine for a while. So I did everything, the whole therapy, medication, yeah.
We missed you, the industry missed you.
Yeah,
It's
so
just that you had
then
to
I
go
said,
through that.
music has depressed me, so I'm not going to sing anymore. So I stopped singing.
But why did you blame it on the music? Because your music was actually talking to a lot of people. A lot of people resonate with your music. But how come you being the pioneer of your own music?
That is a topic that I have not yet fully exhausted with my therapist.
Ah.
Don't know. Trying to get to the bottom of that, and then I'll let you know.
Alright.
Yeah.
So I'm so happy because mental health is not something that people talk about it, but you.
Yeah, I talk about it all the time.
That's so good. People hide it, and that's one.
No, I talk about it all the
understand.
time because I didn't think that it was depression. I thought I was just upset or stressed out, very high strung, because I am. And then you go in and they tell you, no, this is what's up with you and this is what you can do to get better, and it's worked.
So during this period, were you recording music?
No, because I had writer's block for 3 years. I couldn't write anything.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wait.
So even if you gave me, it was very funny. I would have moments where I'd be like, oh, and then I'd write like 3 songs and then go away, and then I couldn't hear anything. Because for me, I've always said like I'm a very senses person.
Okay.
So the songs don't come to me like I sit and I'm like, oh, this is what we're going to do. I feel them and then I hear them and then the words kind of float around in my head and they work out. And I couldn't feel that for a really long time, and then you'd have like a burst like, oh, let's sing about this, and I'd write something and then it would go again, and then a whole year I can't write another song. So that was gonna mess me up if I decided to keep going.
Pushing, it's like you're gonna be pushing yourself.
Yeah, there was nothing. I had nothing to say.
You know, in this industry, it's especially or something industry, it's really hard for especially someone like you. You're playing in almost every home in Zambia. So someone like you going quiet and coming back, obviously you won't receive the same attention. So why take the risk of coming back and giving us a report?
The answer that came to my head is so arrogant.
I wanted that arrogant answer for real.
I'm going to be honest.
Okay.
It's taken a lot for me to get here. I had to talk to a lot of people. I had to be pushed by a lot of people. But I two things. and I think these are the important things. Is one, I'm a very how can I help individual. Being an ordinary citizen is great, but then I am actually meant to be somebody, and that person is meant to help people, reach people, teach people, talk to people, sing songs that people can identify with, get a message out there to the world. I felt it was time to face my demons and just be like, this is really scary and it's something that I would not want to do, but doing it is brave, and so I'll do it because it's something that I feel I'm meant to do. I'm in a good space because I'm doing what I feel I was meant to do. Before I wasn't. And then the second thing is just, I love music. I've always loved music from when I was a kid, and I don't know what life is without it. And so once I got back to a place where I was like, who are you really? Who is the authentic you? What do you want to be in this world? Who do you want people to remember you as? And everyone know, like, people have their own reasons for doing things, but when they ask you, like if I ask you, what do you want to be doing when you die? You know, I've always said I want to die on stage.
Why?
So why would I? Because that would be so dramatic. So why would I not? How would I be on stage if I don't sing anymore when I'm dying? Like, how would that work? It needs to work. So maybe I'm singing for my death. No, I'm not. But I've always loved music, and I like to push myself. I like to challenge myself. I like to be the only one that does what I do, because really I am. And so I wanted to get back to doing it because it's something that I really love, and it's the one thing that I do that's really me.
You're so beautiful. I heard the lyrics. So is it like based on a true life story?
No, that song is directed to me. So it's like Stan, Eminem Stan. This is the best way to interpret it. Stan, Eminem sang the letter, or he rapped the letter. This is me, like a fan who's been a die-hard fan, and I know a couple. Shout out to you. There are people who've been there from the first day up to today, and I've always been like, oh my god, like, is she ever going to sing anything ever again? This song is like what I would imagine a die-hard fan feeling about me. Like, I will write songs which are applicable to different situations. So it could also, and like I said earlier, like this is something that happens to people. It could also relate to a relationship between friends, or a relationship between a guy and a girl, or a relationship between somebody and a relative that they haven't seen in a long time. So it can be applied to like a lot of different things. But in my interpretation of it, it's a song to myself from a fan that, or not even a fan, I don't like that word, but from a person that appreciates who I am and what I do. Yeah, who I am and what I do, and really wanted to see me again.
What made you trust James Scarlet and Kid Soldier to work on your comeback track?
It was an accident. So, fun fact, my songs always have funny stories behind them.
Okay.
Ulipo is a 3-year-old song.
Are you serious?
Yes. So, I wrote it with Mixtizo. I don't know if people know him as Mixtizo, but Mixtizo works with, like, he's worked with so many amazing artists. He's a really dope producer. He's, you know, heavy beats, heavy bass. And so I said I want, because all my songs are very like mellow and like very bougie, and sing them on a yacht, whatever. I wanted a song that you go and play at any point. So I was like, dude, let's make a banger. And that was really what it was. We were just clowning. I wasn't even supposed to be there. So like, let's make a banger. Let's, like, you know. So he made this beat, and I was like, yeah, this is what we're going to do. And we wrote the song.
Okay.
I don't remember what happened, but I remember we wrote the song. I went into the house and was like, can you help me put the sentences together properly? And then we didn't release it.
Till now.
And we moved on. So last year in October is when I decided I was going to start singing again, and like, oh, let me go back in the studio. And I wanted to go back to the source, so I went to So Good Entertainment. Hey, Lukundo. And so went back to So Good, where it started from, and I was like, do you want to do this? And he was like, hey, but I have Chefy, man. And I was like, no, come on, don't you want to have like Superman?
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, he's like, I have Chefy, and I'm like, yes, but don't you want to have like a female Chefy? He was like,
I think about it.
you're a quitter though. I was like, no, this time I won't quit. So I was like, okay, fine, cool. So I went back and then I meet, so everybody knows Killer. Because Killer's like blowing up, right?
Yeah. One of the new web artists.
Right? And he's like been helping me with my writing actually. Like,
he's good.
I bounce ideas off him. So that's cool. And we have a song together.
Oh, I can't wait to do that.
Yeah, so I found Killer and Augustine. Kid Soldier's name is Augustine, and Augustine in the studio, and I'm like, who are these kids though? So I'm just hanging out with them. We were not doing anything. And then Super says, hey, play her something. And Evans was there as well, and they're like, play her something. So he starts playing me his catalog of tracks, just instrumentals, and I'm like, oh my god, this child. What?
It's like,
so I said, you and me. Yeah, no, big man. I said, you and me. Till death. I tell him this all the time. Every time I see him, I say, we're going to make money.
So you with So Good?
Yeah.
Oh, like it's official with So Good?
I was never not with So Good, bro. That's where I come from. But that's where I come from. Like, that's where I started from.
News.
No, it's not news.
To me.
Why is it news?
I don't know.
My first song was found on a Critic mixtape, which came from So Good Entertainment. That's how I'm from there. That's where I live. That's
amazing.
They're my relatives. Those are my people. That's my family.
Amazing.
So Augustine gave me a bunch of beats and I started writing them. And then we came now, fast forward to now, and we had decided, okay, Olip was going to be the first one. So we went in, recorded the vocal, recorded the beat, like, because I wanted to change from the club song that we made.
Oh, it was, oh,
I
okay.
can't stand behind that.
Okay, oh, that's not
so
my area.
It's not my thing. So let's like mellow it out and give it a different beat. So we started now trying to produce something else. And I call him my MD because he's my musical director. So he came into a session and I said, do you want to make a version of this song?
Okay.
And he was like, okay, cool. So he took it and it took forever. It was finished the day it came out.
Olipo?
Yes, the day it came out, that's the day it was finished.
Wow!
So, okay, let's mix the song now. The last day I'm panicking because I'm like, you guys, this thing is supposed to come out tomorrow, we're late. And I walk out of the house and James is coming up the driveway. And I said, this is a sign. So Lazarus, James, Augustine, and Benson at Line Media, like everybody just ganged up and they're like, okay, fine, we'll finish the song. And that's how they finished the song. So it was a collaborative effort and everyone was like so amazing with it. But I think they understood that it was a big deal because it was the first one. So they were like, okay, we know that this is cutting it fine, but we'll get this done for you. So they did. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what happened. But James is like home. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so what are some of the things that
James wrote Munisungile Banja, just in case people don't know that.
Say that again.
James Sakala wrote Munisungile Banja.
So he's been around.
There is no Scarlet without James Sakala.
I see why that was a great hit. There's too many minds, too many great minds, you know. Oh, James Sakala wrote that song. From the time you've been away, what are some of the things that you've noticed have changed in the industry in terms of creativity, production, performances?
I'm very happy that people are getting up and doing live sets. When I came out, I was one of very few people that had the guts to try it. Because it's a very technical thing.
Can you just tell it back? I think back then, I think you're the only artist people would pay 1,000 to come and watch.
No, man.
Yes. Yes.
Did anybody?
For real.
Me and Pompey, but they were not paying 1,000 kwacha. They were paying
exactly.
500
back
kwacha.
there. 500.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Pompey.
Are you kidding me?
Pompey and myself.
There were people still complaining, saying, I can't pay 500 kwacha for a show, but people used to do
People would do that.
for you.
Yes, they did.
Wow.
But it's a testament to what we were trying to put into what we were trying to do, because it was very easy for somebody to get up and like be singing over a backing track, which is something that I have only done once.
Okay.
And so it was very easy for people to come out and be like, oh, I'll sing over a backing track, because one, that it's cheaper to do. Two, it is easier for you to do because you can actually, like, if the song is playing in the background and you forget the lyrics, you can literally just fumble the mic. No one will see that you didn't sing the line or whatever. People were miming, people were doing the easy stuff. So, not to knock them, but the industry got to where it was because people were doing the easy stuff. The people that would get up and be like, I'm going to actually sing Exile, Maureen Lilanda, those like that was, it's hard. So you're coming out and you're new, nobody knows who you are. You're like, I was 25, and you're coming out the first album out, and you're like, oh, I come with a live band. People come to your show and you've got 6 guys in the back. They're just like, yep, we're paying money for this.
We're going to watch her.
Exactly. So I mean, hey, it was tough. People would be like, why are you doing this? It's so much work. It's this, and it was very frustrating. But I stuck to it because I really loved it. And you would come in and you do like a show at Allianz. You have 250 people sitting in the room, and you get to control everything. You get to control when the song starts, when the song stops. If you make a mistake, you can crack a joke in the middle of it. It was very organic and authentic for me, and that's why I fell in love with performing that way. So now I'm looking at everyone else doing it, and I'm like, interesting. There we go. Now you get it. You are doing what I was doing.
Now we can pay the money.
You understand.
So you were ahead of time.
I was not. I was taking a leaf out of the books of people that had tried to do that and make that a thing here and hadn't.
Okay.
And for me, I said, I'm going to make it attractive, I'm going to make it modern, I'm going to make it young, I'm going to get these people in my age group that maybe would never go to an Amaenge show. I'm going to get them to come out and see that, yo, this stuff actually bangs. So we did that. I mean, we did that, and I'm proud that we did that. We did it when no one else was doing it.
Yeah.
And so I'm proud that we did that, and I'm proud that we got as far as we got, and I'm proud that now it's a thing here, and that people are actually paying attention to their craft and trying to be creative, and there's so many amazing bands that are coming up, and you hear them and you're like, wow, these guys are so good. You know, Heart Sound, the Kingsmen band, it's Remnants. These kids are really talented, and they're really, really passionate about what they do, and it's nice to see that people love music. Yeah.
Your song has received so much love, especially on the internet, Twitter to be specific, and also what you just shared with us earlier on. Would you say your target group has changed, or maybe still the same people you're making music for?
I just made it bigger. I think
I
just made it bigger. I think I was focusing on like 30 years old people going up, like, you know, we're gonna do like HBCs. But hey man, I would come online on like really, really bad days, and I'd find Tabo and the other girl that sings, what's her name, Twambo, I think, have gone online and they've made covers of my songs and stuff, and I'm like, who are these people? You know, got like a little singing group now in the background, like kids. And so I had no idea that anybody cared. You're telling me I grew up listening to your music, and I'm like, how? I'm not that old. But you know, when you explain it and it makes sense, and I'm like, okay, I didn't know that. You know what I mean? So thinking about it that way kind of makes you feel like you need to be a little bit more responsible about what you're doing and what you're saying and who's seeing it. And so I feel like I just made it bigger. Like, my target market is always going to be people that really like authentic music, that speaks to things that they experience and can relate with. It speaks to causes, it speaks to people's emotions, it speaks to people's issues, it speaks to my journey, other people's journeys, that they may be able to identify with it or not, but it speaks to being human, the human experience. That's something that I'm about. So if you're a human being, you're 3 years old, you like the song, dope.
Then that's it's a go.
If you're 105 years old, you like the song, dope.
So here's one thing I can tell you: perfect timing. 2020 was it? It's your time.
Yes. Also, fun fact: it's my 10th year.
10th year. So what should we expect? Album?
Yes.
Singles?
Yes.
How many? Features?
Yes.
Okay, so
whatever you want.
I'm here. So no quitting this time, please.
No, I'm not going anywhere.
No, please. So social media handles, please. I'm sure a lot of people want to follow you.
Okay, so it's at SCRL. No, what am I saying? SCARLET Music ZM. That's on Instagram and Twitter. On Facebook, it's just Scarlet Mwana Okondola. I didn't change it.
Okay. Hold your mic. People use it.
Yeah.
Where can we get it?
So the links are on all my socials.
Okay.
So you can open the links. It's also on Vesesani if you want it. It's gonna go up on the native site on Monday.
Okay.
So
it's already on our blog. Tell them.
yes, and it's also on the ZMB music blog.
Exactly.
Everywhere. People have always said we can't find your music. Your music is so hard to find, whatever. So I'm giving you 5 songs, and you can send them wherever you want. Do whatever you want.
Thank
Chop
you.
them up. You can cover them. You can do whatever.
Whatever. Play them.
After those 5.
There you have it, guys. You've heard it from Scarlet. She's amazing. I'm still starstruck right now. But remember to follow her on all her social media platforms, and also please give this video a thumbs up. You know how we do it right here. This is ZMB Talks with me, your girl EDNA. See you next time right here. Hashtag elevating the industry.
na vonzi tinapitamo na kuewa